Welcome to Season 4 of Soccer Over Gotham, an NWSL podcast covering New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC, hosted by Ruby Pinto and produced by Gary Gibson. Welcome to episode 98 of Soccer Over Gotham, Put a Ring on It edition. Heck yes. We have a great show for all of you. Gary, tell us, what do we have in this episode?
Wow, we got a lot. Gotham dominates the second half and comes from behind to draw top of the table team, the Current, on a gorgeous night in Harrison. We're going to talk all about that. We have Gotham theme nights now we can discuss. There is an interesting player still training with Gotham. I think that's going to be interesting to talk about as well. We got fan vote for month of March. And then we will break down this amazing home match and this ring celebration. We got stats, we got player quotes, we got manifestations. And then our attention turns to Washington as we preview Sunday's matchup against a very, very interesting club. But first, Ruby, how are you?
First of all, happy to be back after that little break we had with the NWSL being on a break. Been busy, but always have a chance for some soccer, even when we're on a break. Because I went to see the Guatemalan women's national team play against Paisley Athletic. And then they 2 days later, or 3 days later, they played against Colombia. They lost against Colombia. They won against Paisley Athletic. It was a great game. It was a great chance to just support the Guatemalan women's soccer team. And I got to speak to a couple of the soccer players, and I'll be posting some of those videos sometime when I edit them.
That is super, super cool. Where were these games? I know there were it was one in
They were
Kearney?
in Patterson. And let me tell you, the first field where we went, it was a little sketchy, kind of a little in the hood. I'm not even going to lie. It was kind of like in the hood. I took my wife with me and we had to park because there was no parking nearby. So we were walking and she got a little scared. She's like, "No, let's go back. Let's try to find something. Let's try to find parking closer." So here we go. I think we already had walked probably through 2 or 3 blocks. So we were walking back the 3 blocks to the car, and the game at this time already had started. So I was kind of annoyed. So we were looking around for parking closer. I don't know how we found a parking spot really close, and we probably had to walk not even half a block, and we were there and we stayed for the game. But yeah, a little sketchy. The second one was much better, to be honest.
Cool.
They had a parking garage and everything at the Hinch Life stadium.
That is awesome. For me, I took a day off work yesterday so I can get an interview done for our 100th show, and I'm super excited about it. It went well. It's one of the most favorite ones I've done, at least. And I can't wait to show it with you guys. It's gonna be awesome.
I know. I'm so excited too.
Speaking of us, manifestations, we nailed it last week. Nailed it. We wanted that that corner kick goal, and we got it.
Yep.
Just nailed it. It was, I said it was going to be someone least likely to do it, but obviously it was the most likely to do it.
I know, right? The most obvious person. I'm still winning. Esther has 2 goals.
Yeah,
Mitch,
Lynn's got to catch up.
unfortunately, is out. And who else was the third person? I forgot.
The fans wanted to say that Midge is one of the 3.
Yeah.
So Midge is out of the running, but I still got Lynn. I still think she can do it. She's got time, but we will see. So speaking of players, let's talk about some injury news. Obviously, we didn't get this injury news from the team itself. We got it from the Gotham national team, where shout out to Jonathan Tannenwald. He was covering, he was on our podcast either at the end of the first season or the beginning of the second season, really early on. But he got a quote from Rose Lavelle about her update, where her injury is at. And she says that, "I'm doing good. I hope to be back in the next couple of weeks." She said it's frustrating to start the year off with the injury just because I feel like coming off preseason, you're ready to go. So it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
There you have it.
I agree. It's kind of annoying. And I think it will be more annoying, all you want is to play and you really can't play. So yeah, it's annoying. Honestly, I cannot wait for her to play for Gotham already, and let's see how she adapts to Gotham and just everything that like she can bring to the pitch to the table to make Gotham win another championship.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure it's crazy because like her, I mean, you never know with a new coach of the national team if she doesn't see you play. I don't, obviously,
Hmm.
95% of the chance she's going to be at the Olympics, but there's a chance that you
Hmm.
want to show off, you want to play. So hopefully she gets back very quickly, and we can see her back on the field. Now, quick podcast update. Just we hit 18,000 downloads, which is
Ooh,
awesome.
I
It took
know.
us like I don't know 65 episodes to get to like 10,000, and now we're closing in on 20,000 in less than 35. So not
That's
bad,
amazing.
not bad. Getting
That's
there.
really amazing. Thank you guys.
Team news. Gotham FC announced their theme days for this season. So we just had the championship ring celebration. And Ruby, your thoughts on this? Obviously, this beautiful, gorgeous night in Harrison.
It was amazing. It was really amazing to witness that. So when they started putting the stage together, I was like, because for some reason I went to get my press pass and they didn't have it ready. So I was out there waiting for a while, like to get a pass to get in. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get on the field because I asked for field access this time to get cool content for everyone. But and then I was like, I'm just gonna try. So I went up there, talked to the girl that I had seen at the entrance. I was like, hey, can I go to the field with this? She's like, oh, what are you gonna do? And I told her, just take a little, like some pictures and videos. She's like, okay, you can go ahead and go. So I went down to the field and I was like, I took some videos. So I'm gonna be posting those throughout the week. Really, really cool. And I got some up close pictures of everyone. So yeah, I think it was so cool to see like their expressions when they were getting their rings and how when they were like going to the end or they're forming the line at the end, everybody was just looking at their rings. Like it was really really cool.
I got a little choked up. Sinead and Mana getting their rings. It felt
Yes.
real at that point. It's really cool. It was also really good to see Sabrina Flores back, and obviously seeing Mandy Freeman, who's been with this team a long time,
Yeah.
finally get the ring that she deserved. So yeah, it
Exactly.
was amazing. And coming up, we have I think this is the first ever. We did not do this last year, right? This LGBTQIA plus kickabout. I don't think they did that last year, but sounds like super, super fun. So on April 28th, Gotham FC versus Racing Louisville, Gotham FC will recognize the power of bringing communities together during Lesbian Visibility Week 2024 by joining forces with the Big Kickabout to host a pregame opportunity that lets fans be part of a global initiative to unofficially break the world record for the biggest collection of people kicking around the ball on the same date, leaning into the mantra of unified, not uniform. The Big Kickabout celebrates the power of sisterhood by uplifting the incredible LGBTQIA plus women and non-binary people from every generation, in every field, and in every country around the world. Stay tuned to Gotham SC channels for more information. So yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love how they unveiled or announced all the events all at once so people could plan ahead to see which game they want to go to, what event they really want to go to. I feel like before they would like announce it like the month of or 2 weeks before. So I really like this initiative and it's so inclusive.
Yeah. Then we have Asian American and Pacific Islander celebration on May 4th, and that's going to be Gotham against North Carolina. Mental Health Awareness Night will be Sunday, May 19th. That's against the Red Stars. Pride Celebration, the best night of the year, on June 8th, and that will be Gotham versus Angel City. Juneteenth will be on Wednesday, June 19th, against the San Diego Wave. Kids Celebration, June 23rd, against the Washington Spirit. The Olympians send off on June 30th. That would be against the Rain. And then they come back August 24th against the Portland Thorns. Sunday, September 8th, we got the Women's Empowerment Night, which is also fun. Then Noche de Football National Hispanic Heritage Month, September 22nd against the Utah Royals. That's going to be a super fun game. And watch Women's Sports Celebration on October 5th against Bay FC. And then Fan Appreciation Night, always the last game of the season against the Orlando Pride, which will be an intense, intense game. Any one of those jump out at you, Ruby?
I like all of them, but I like the Pride better. Oh, and the Latin Night.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my favorite.
Headline. So this is reported by The Athletic that McKenna Witham, the 13-year-old Wunderkind, who scored the go-ahead goal in the Women's Cup to get us to the finals, is still training with the team, and she is looking to go pro sooner than later. Pretty exciting for her, and it's good to have she's still hanging around the team. I mean, hey, Gotham has a spot now with Midge season-ending injury, so maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I mean, 13 years old.
I know.
Yeah, that's very young for me, but she did look good with Gotham at the Women's Cup. She looked confident, and I think that's what I liked about her. But at the same time, I wonder, like, what's too young, you know? Like, what point, 12? We have, like, 12, 13? I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about a 13-year-old, like, pro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the mindset as if you're good enough, you're old enough, and there's obviously rules, rules in place to protect them.
Yeah.
There's also labor rules where the Red Bulls have run into this issue sometimes because their players are they have some players that are 15, 16, and they can't play like the 7 o'clock games at night because
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't work past I
Certain
don't know.
time.
Yeah.
I saw that this kid got to play finally.
Yeah. So there is some rules. It's not like she's going to be playing, 90-minute games all the time. But as 15 minutes here and there, I don't see what would be the big issue with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about some fan polls. And for the month of March, the fans voted Esther as their hero of the month, beating out Miller, Ryan, and Davidson. I really wanted to put Hyatt on here. I thought she had a really good month of March, but she just did not make the cut. Ruby, your thoughts?
Well, I first of all, I do agree with the fans. Esther has been a real hero for Gotham. 2 goals in 3 games. One of those goals to win against the Thorns, and the other one to tie Kansas City, which they're still undefeated. But at least they didn't win with us. We got a tie.
I also agree with Esther. She's had a great start to the season, and she looked good in the Women's Cup. She has been flying since
Mhm.
the beginning. And let's jump over and let's talk about this game that we had. It was amazing. So obviously it was a beautiful night in Harrison, and Gotham is entering with a game in hand, and they are 1-1. And last in goals scored, boo, and last in goals against, yay. Gotham has yet to beat KC in 6 tries, 3 wins and 3 draws. KC is riding high. They're undefeated, top of the table, 11 goals scored in 3 games, 9 different goal scorers, just absolutely flying. And then ref for the match was Anya Voigt. We'll get to her in a minute. So for Kansas City, Debinha is the big missing piece on their roster. Lola Bonta was also out. Nichelle Prince, another big one. And Mallory Rubber was out for her knee. But Gotham's injury list remains mostly the same. Edmonds knee, Fairley thigh, Lavelle leg, Kelly Hara knee. She was added to the list. Midge Purse season-ending knee, Abby Smith season-ending lower leg, Taylor Smith season-ending thigh, then McCall Zerboni season-ending knee. But the good news is Lynn Williams is questionable, so upgrade there. Thoughts on this injury list? Still feels like we're going in the wrong direction.
I know it kind of does, but I'm hopeful that in a couple of weeks we'll see maybe Rose LaBelle and Kristen Edmonds back on the field. I feel hopeful. We don't know what's the real deal there, but I feel like they're probably kind of ready to come back. Uh, like you said, plus we got Lynn Williams. Not she's still not 90 minutes ready, but hey, I'll take any time that she has right now.
Yeah, we could have really used some of these players in this game. I think Shea would have been excellent in this game, and then McCall's Zaboni would have been excellent also in this game, especially with the physicality of the midfield of KC. But let's get to this formation. We had Miller back in goal again, Bruninia, Lopez, and Hyatt in the central defense. And then on the left side, we had Davidson, which was an interesting change. Midfield of Sonnet, Sheehan, and Martin. And then Ryan, Gonzalez, and Stengel across the front. Ruby, your thoughts of this lineup?
I'm very happy that Stengel started in this game. That's what I asked for in the last pod we had. I was like, Stengel and Dunn. Unfortunately, Dunn didn't start, but Dunn had a game. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Davidson as an outside left back. I'm not sure if maybe Neiswanger was on minutes watch from the national team or something else. And I know Hyatt has played outside back previously, but as you said, you got Stengel. I was excited to see her start. She's had a very solid start, very good start to the season, and it's good to see her get a start. This was really weird. Gotham was like slow to react. They were losing physical battles in the midfield. There was really not much as far as connection going forward. Chawinga gets behind Gotham's high line 2 times and punishes us the second time. The goal came after a very physical challenge in the midfield, and some were calling that a foul. Do you think that was a foul?
It really looked like a foul to me from where I was sitting.
You were in the media booth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see everything from there. Yeah. My perspective is that it was a clean tackle. She came in from the side, not from the back or behind the player. I think the player saw it coming. It's one of those things where it's 50-50. The ref that we had this game just was not going to call it. So it is what it is. And that's not the place that you want to lose the ball if you're playing a high line like Gotham. As I saw some article kind of going in on Gotham and their setup for this game. And I don't know. I thought it was built on a faulty premise. Gotham doesn't change what they do based on opponent. They have to change to what Gotham wants them to do. And they're going to play a high line no matter what. And if you lose the ball in the middle of the park, when you have players like Chawinga who's like super fast, it doesn't matter if you're facing the opposite direction and you're running towards your goal, Chawinga is going to get behind you. It was just the worst possible place to lose the ball if you're Gotham. And, they got punished for it. There's not many defenders are as fast as Chawinga, whether they have a head start or not. And Chawinga had like a 15-yard head start.
Oh my God.
So
for real. Like the first chance she had on goal, Casey Miller blocked it. And that was within like the first 10 minutes of the game, I believe.
Yeah. She's coming from the right side, and it's a little better angle from that side. The second one, just coming straight down the middle of the park. There's nothing Miller can do. She can make herself as big as possible. We went to that last year with Mandy Haught, like with Lavelle coming through in the middle. Like you can make yourself as big as you want. You're pretty much hanging out to dry there. The fans, though, I thought was interesting. The fans were pretty calm. Usually they're a little bit more excitable when we're not winning. But they were calm, and they just basically said, we're cool. Meh, we need some changes. What did you think of that first half?
That first half was a rough half for Gotham. Things were not flowing on the field. They were not flowing like water in a river, It looked like they were trying really hard and they were not connecting, and it was a little frustrating to watch.
It was one of those, like, I would say amorous halves. Like, I'm sure he was probably in the locker room saying, hey, we dominated all the statistical categories. So we're doing all right. So, I mean, which is true. Gotham was ahead in pretty much every statistical category but the scoreboard. So, not too bad. I mean, obviously, ultimately, if we all think it's a poor first half, to come out of that with KC, who's the top scoring team in the league, they got 2 chances, 2 shots on target. Both of them were breakaways from just, turnovers. So that is not a bad first half. And, they didn't get anything from buildups, not from set pieces. The defense was pretty darn good in the first half, despite the scoreboard. And yeah, so let's get to the second half. And so we asked for changes and we got them. Neiswanger and Dunn from the jump. And I'll just start this talk about the second half by talking about Crystal Dunn. She was an absolute game changer. every ball that she was touching was progressive, and we started moving the pace forward. The momentum jumped into Gotham's side, and yeah, everything Crystal Dunn did was gold in the second half. And then we talked about it before, but we did it. We got a goal off a set piece. Esther alone in the side of the box. That ball took 2 minutes to get to the back of the net. It felt like forever, but it was gorgeous. And then it was all Gotham in the second half. And then we start putting Lynn Williams is on the pitch again, which is amazing. Gotham looks like Gotham. They're just pressing Casey to the end line. Casey just starts dumping subs on the field just to try to stop the bleeding, but Gotham keeps pouring on the pressure, hitting the post. The one that I couldn't see if it was from my angle from 106. It's like it's the opposite side of me, but the ball hits the crossbar and comes down, and French covers it. And from my angle, I can't see if it went over the line or not. But did you get any vantage point on that, Ruby?
I couldn't see it. And
Yeah.
yeah, French did a great job hiding the ball because there was no camera angle that was able to see if it crossed the line or not. And not even VAR was able to help in this one. So I don't know. Maybe next year we get more camera angles.
Yeah. Get that goal line technology. We need that.
For real. I don't know. But I'm telling you, Gary, I did say that I wanted Stengel and Dunn. So when they were in together, it was explosive.
It was.
It was really good. I don't know. You can just call me mad scientist Ruby now. I don't know. Yeah. But then the cherry on top was when Lynn Williams came in, because then things were like even better. Like it was crazy how well they were playing.
Crystal Dunn came in a more central role than she was last time, where she felt a little bit out of place on the wing. And
Hmm.
it was immediate with her and Sonnet, just how well they play off of each other in tight spaces. And that
Hmm.
was a very good second half for both of them. We'll talk more about that. But it felt like Gotham just needed 30 more seconds. I
Yeah.
think they would have found the winner if they just had 30 more seconds. And in a bizarre turn of events, the ref calls a corner, sees a KC player down, and then just starts calling the game off. Really wild. I've never seen that before that I can remember.
Oh my god, that was like plot twist. Like we were all waiting for that corner and see if it would go in, and plot twist. She's like, "Never mind, we're ending it here. Let's go home." And on their way out, everyone was booing them because the way the game ended.
Yeah, I mean it's like when you're talking about stoppage time. It's a minimum of, so they could keep rolling.
Yeah.
It's just an injury. Take the time, add it on. It's a weird thing, and apparently some fans said that she's done it before like that, where
Mm.
she's ended the game kind of abruptly, which is weird. And I mean, like, how many times have I talked about the ref on this podcast? Maybe 3 times. I usually don't. I try not to. But this was a wildly inconsistent game, and that like 5 minutes around where Chewinga scored, there was a couple of calls that were just right in front of. It was like me. There's the side ref, and then the play, and there was 2 fouls that were like right there, and just nope, nothing. So just letting it play, and it was just that kind of game. Really wildly inconsistent.
I wonder if, like, since she's done this before, like ending the games abruptly, I don't know, maybe does she do it to like just piss people off, or maybe she likes the attention? I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy.
And as always, shout out to I think 107. Those are the ones with hold up the yellow
Yes.
cards. They
Amazing.
were definitely called for. There was a lot of them that were missed in this game. But yeah, but right now KSC is the top of the league. They are scoring nearly 4 goals a game. Gotham was the overall better side, and you can say that Gotham was way better in the second half than KC was in the first half. And this game is going to go under the radar, but that second half should send tingles down the rest of the league's spine. Gotham was super dominant, and that was a very good team that they were pushing around in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, Gotham got 1 point out of this game, and I think it was a good game. I saw a lot of improvement in the team. Plus, Williams is back, and I we needed her back.
I'm actually kind of glad that like the world women's soccer media is not covering this game and not talking about those things, because like let it go under the radar, let us sneakily keep dominating teams that are really really good,
Mhm.
and ultimately, you know, 1-1 after 3 games against top opponents. That's not too bad. There's no easy games in this league, and what a start! The Wave, Portland, Courage, and KC. That's a gauntlet, and we're still missing a ton of players. So overall, big picture, great start. I mean, eventually we're going to start getting players back.
Yeah, for real. Well, we're gonna be good. Plus, we have one game in hand, so I think as, time goes by, hopefully in a couple more. I don't expect them to change overnight or, like, you know, come out perfectly overnight, so maybe a couple more games until they get into the group.
According to Gotham, Gotham outpaced KC in several offensive stats, including ball control 60%, leading in goal attempts 14-10, shot on goal 5-4, completed passes 366 to 205, and crosses completed 23-10. So that's a very good Amoros stat sheet there.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah. So post game quotes. Shout out to Jenna Tinelli for getting these quotes. Also, subscribe to her Substack. We need to increase those numbers for her as well.
Yeah, Jenna's
Or
sources.
straight from the source.
I thought that was really clever, honestly, her idea of creating her own thing. You go, Jenna.
Yeah. The first one was from McCall Zerboni, who said, "Props to the crowd tonight. It was such a great energy and such a great turnout." That's what it's all about. It's about our community, people showing up, coming to support us, and seeing these special players. It's the fans' championship too, and you are absolutely correct, McCall.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience for the fans as well as for them to have something like this. I feel like this hasn't happened before at Gotham or even like Sky when it was Sky Blue and they won. I don't think it was like this. So I really think they do deserve all the praise and all everything that they're been getting lately.
When we interviewed McCall, that was one of the things that she pointed to. She's like, "We need to get more fans in the stands because it's a beautiful place. We're fighting our butts off." And this was obviously during when the team wasn't doing all that
Mhm.
well, but it's good that Gotham had about 8,500. It was their largest home opener crowd, and it was loud, raucous, and just yeah, it was just a beautiful night, and just shout out to the crowd, everyone who showed up.
Yeah, a really great energy out there that day. Such a great energy.
And Cloud9 is rolling deep. I don't know what kind of recruitment they got going on over there, but I haven't seen those sections like that full in a while. But yeah, yeah, Cloud9 was really super loud. And so, quote two, this is from Crystal Dunn. She says, "I am proud of this team. We are hard to beat. We worked really hard defensively, and I truly believe defense wins championships. The goals will come. The opportunities we will keep getting created. And I think as long as we are this team that is going to make it really hard for teams to score on us, we're always going to give ourselves the best chance in success in the end."
Oof, that's a great quote from Crystal Dunn. Like
Yeah,
it you can hear how confident she is with herself and the team.
yeah, and she's right. Defense wins championships, and
Mm.
Gotham has been putting it on teams defensively. We've given up 3 goals in 4 games against the top teams in the league, and we're again still have a bunch of injury players coming back, and this has been an excellent defensive start to the season. Any stats of the game, Ruby?
Of course I do. And since I we've been talking about this like for the longest on the show, and it would be a shame if I don't say this stat of the game that the goal on Sunday against KC, it was Gotham's first goal that came from a corner, first goal from a set piece.
Yeah, that was probably since what last season with Ali Long scoring off a free kick. I
Yeah,
think that's probably the last time that happened. Craziness. My stat is Yasmin Ryan had 5 chances created in this match, and she's got 10 chances total created in 3 matches. She's having a heck of a start of the season. Let's go,
I
Ryan.
know. She had an amazing game. Just adding to your stat, because I also was going to mention that she played 90 minutes in this game, 1 assist, 2 total shots, and like you said, 5 chances created. Really, really good.
So let's get to the hero of the game on Twitter at OverGothamPod. Fans chose Esther above Ryan, Miller, and Stengel for the hero of the match. Ruby, do you agree?
I choose Ryan actually for the stats we just gave.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's Ryan. So that's probably the first time we both disagreed with the fans.
Right. I think
Yeah,
so too. Mark
yeah,
this
Ryan.
day.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan's playing lights out, and she was excellent on the nights. And yeah, let's keep it going. And fans are talking that if she keeps going, she might be on a bubble of a national team maybe at the end of the season. The only thing missing from her game was the end product, and now that she's getting assists, she's creating chances. That's going to
Mhm.
be huge for her and her chances at going to the national team. Keep going, Ryan. And I just want to bring this up. This is really, really interesting news that broke across the league, which was something is afoot in Houston. And Maria Sanchez, who just signed the largest contract for an
Yes.
NWSL player, has requested a trade at the deadline, which is bizarre. And we really don't have any details so far, but that is a very interesting development. Ruby, do you have any thoughts on
I
that?
know. I'm so glad you brought it up because when I saw that, I was like, wait, what the heck is going on? She just signed with Houston. They're paying her a lot of money to be in Houston. And if you are leaving like a team that is giving you a nice salary, something else must be happening. It's
Yeah.
technically, if you, I mean, every soccer player, their dream is always to be a professional player and get paid. So there's something happening there. And to actually want out by Friday, it's crazy. So, like Gary said, we don't have any more details on that. But if we find out something, we'll let you guys know or we'll find out all together online.
I mean, like you can't put everything on Sanchez. She is the biggest player on that team, obviously, and just getting her was not enough. I mean, you have Ordonez, but the new system has Ordonez playing like deeper in the midfield, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You just put her in the middle of the 6 yard box and let Maria just send balls in. That's what you do all day. But it seems like the coach is not putting them in positions to succeed, and I that's my guess of it, since it's so early on, is that she's just having disagreements with the new coaching staff,
Mm.
which which stinks. But I mean, she's got such a high salary; it's going to be very few teams that are going to be able to plug her in. I mean, definitely not a
Yeah,
Gotham.
Gotham already spent all their money.
Yeah,
Spend it on Dunn, Tierna, Sonnet. Yeah, we're broke right now, so sorry. We
we
can't
turned over
get you
every couch
Sanchez.
cushion. Yeah, but it's craziness. But let's get some standings. Gotham is number 7 in the standings. What I think is really interesting is that we've had a mirror start to the season as the San Diego Wave. We're both 1-1-1, and we're both tied for the least goals scored and the least goals given up. So we're like in the same exact spot, which is kind of interesting.
Right?
We both have a game in hand too, as well. So we both have chances to jump up in the table if we win, starting with this weekend. But Kansas City is still top of the league, and they just put out that like this is the best start in league history over the first 4 games, as far as like they scored 12 goals in 4 games, which is again pretty crazy, but only one against us. The Courage are at the top of the table too. Our opponent this weekend is the Washington Spirits. So we get no rest for the weary. Chicago, so shout out to Chicago. What a good start to the season for them.
Yeah.
And Jenna Bike's putting in 2 like 90-minute performances. Good for hashtag one Scott them Jenna Bike. Orlando, Bay FC, then us, then Portland at the bottom of the table just moved their
Ooh.
coach to a GM role, and now they're looking for a head coach in their worst start in club history. Any thoughts on this standings, Ruby?
Crazy with Portland on the bottom of this table. Really, really crazy. I feel like even Becky Sauerbrunn is becoming some sort of like coach in there because I feel like I don't know, she is really trying to do something and trying to turn it around, but nothing's really working. So hopefully it's just weird seeing them there. I just had to say that. And another thing mentioning on this on this standing table right now. Like you said, interesting how San Diego Wave and Gotham have the same numbers right now. It's crazy and it's kind of funny because their coach said that they were the best in the league and we're just like right next to each other.
With Portland, it's obviously it's the standard that they've set over these, past decade of being like a really top team, and they're not playing around. They don't want to see. They want to be at the bottom at all. So that's just shows their ambition, which is good. But we'll see what happens with them. But we're looking forward. We're looking at Washington Spirit this weekend on Saturday. I'm going to be watching it from work, so which stinks, but it is what it is. This weekend, Washington is ranked third in goals scored per match. So that's good for them. But they haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 matches. Good for us. And obviously everything goes through Trinity Rodman. She's creating the most chances in the competition for them at 5. And Yasmin had 5 in just 1 game. So take that, Trinity. So Gotham is ranked 13th, side with San Diego in goals scored per match. We have scored 4 goals in our past 5 games, which is good. And then we are ranked 11th in shots on target per match. We definitely got to get that number up. And Gotham is in danger of doing something that they haven't done since second week of last season, which is falling below the line. So your thoughts on this matchup, Ruby?
It's another hard one for Gotham. Spirit has had a great start. We were just talking. But I think since we have a great defense, it's also going to be hard on them to score on us. So I think Gotham has a really good chance to win this game if they start converting on those opportunities, those chances that are created, like just finish them.
Depends on how many players we get back, and if we get Lynn Williams from the start, I think we got a really good chance here. She'll be up and down the sideline, causing all kinds of trouble for Trinity Rodman. The last time they faced off, Trinity was sitting back because Lynn was covering so much ground. So I really like our chances in this one. They're relying a little bit too much on rookies, players like that. So I like Gotham's chances here. What are we manifesting this week?
What do I want this week? I still want a Crystal Dunn goal. That's what I want.
That's a good manifestation for this week. I want a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I figure we're going to get a goal or 2, but if we can keep a clean sheet, we'll move up. Any random thoughts before we go?
Random thoughts. Not really. I think I said a lot of random thoughts throughout the show.
So I've been called out a couple times in the past 2 weeks for being super nerdy, and it's funny. I got caught in I told someone I didn't know a lot about a certain subject. Then they were having a conversation and my brain's just like, but can I say something? I don't want to get in this conversation. Then I started talking. They're like, I thought you said you didn't know anything about this subject. I was like, darn it, my nerdy brain. And then Jenna called me out publicly for my soccer nerdiness, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks,
so
Jenna.
I guess you're nerdy.
Nerds are the best people. They are. And we talked about was it last week about Olipop, and we got to get them to sponsor us.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I got an ad on YouTube that was like, here's how to become an Olipop sponsor. And it was like, you got to fill out this form, and then you got to tell us how big your audience is. And I was like, are you serious? So let's see. Maybe I'll fill it out just for fun. See what happens.
Fill it out. You never know.
We got to get onto YouTube for that.
Guys, we do have a YouTube. Follow us on YouTube as well. We have to be, we're going to try to upload more stuff up there so you guys can watch all the videos in one place. Yeah. Also follow us on Instagram.
Absolutely. All right. I am ready for this match in Washington. You ready, Ruby?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hi, everyone. This is Gary. Thank you for listening and supporting our project. Here are other ways you can support the show and connect with us. First, word of mouth is everything. So please share our show with anyone who might listen. Also, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify and review us on iTunes. You can purchase our merchandise at the TeePublic store. Join in the conversation on Twitter at OverGothamPod and Instagram at SoccerOverGotham. Lastly, you can email your thoughts and questions at soccerovergotham@gmail.com. Once again, thank you.